In case you haven't heard, Chibitronics is now selling through-hole LEDs. They come in a package of 240. They come in red, yellow, green, blue, white, and rainbow fade. And the really cool thing about these through-hole LEDs is that the legs, the anode, which is the positive leg, the longer leg, and the cathode, the short leg, they're really easy to tell the difference. So the negative cathode is way shorter than the longer positive anode, which makes it easy for students to be able to tell which is the negative and which is the positive lead when they're working with these LEDs. So one thing to keep in mind when you're working with all types of through-hole LEDs is that they don't always like to play nicely together with LEDs that have different power requirements. So a red LED, which has a low power requirement, doesn't often play well with a white or a blue through-hole LED, which has a much higher power requirement. So as a result, we've come up with a way to add balance to your circuits. Basically, if you add a resistor sticker to your circuit, if you think of a resistor sticker as a speed bump for electricity, you can slow down the flow of power through the circuit, through the LEDs, and sort of balance the power out throughout the whole circuit. And you won't have that problem of certain colors not playing well with others. So a couple tips that I want to share. One is when you bend these LEDs out, just be a little bit careful that don't bend them back and forth, or they can, just like other through-hole LEDs, the legs can break. And if you're going to adhere them to your circuit, use conductive tape. And it's not a bad idea to just put a little bend in the legs, just to give the tape a little bit of extra real estate, a little extra surface area to grip onto. So I'm going to start with a red LED. All right, I am going to start by taping the negative cathode down with a piece of conductive fabric tape. And I'm only gonna do the negative leg for now. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the rest of the LEDs. So same thing, gonna open up those legs, maybe give a little bit of a bend to them. Oh, now here's a good example. Okay, the blue one was doing fine, and then I add the yellow, and now it's turning off. You can start to see how when I'm using these two low power LEDs that the circuit, the battery voltage is going down to the level that serves the lowest voltage LEDs, and it's not enough power to light up that higher voltage LED. Okay, so it looks like the red's not going to work with the blue, but the green one kind of can play with both the lower powered LEDs and the higher powered LEDs. All right, here's a white one. Okay, so those cool colors are getting along pretty well. But once you add the yellow or the red, they don't want to play anymore. All right, I'm also going to add a rainbow fade LED, which is just going to have lots of different colors in it. I'm going to put that at the end. So as you can see, the LEDs don't all play super well together without resistors. But what we're going to do is we're going to add a speed bump for electricity under the LEDs. So I'm taking a sticker and I'm gently lifting up the LED, and I'm putting it in between the one leg of the LED, in this case it's the positive leg of the LED, and the positive trace. And now I have the red and the white working well together. Basically, I've slowed the flow of electrons through the circuit using this resistor. And I'm balancing out the energy, the voltage in the circuit, so that all of the LEDs are getting the voltage that they need instead of just the two lower LEDs hogging up all the power. All right, so you don't want the conductive tape to go over the resistor and touch the lead, the conductive lead that's touching the battery. So you can move it, put it at an angle if you want to. You have to make sure that it's not touching. So I'm actually going to kind of go at an angle. I'm going to stay on that pad, on that leg, and then just make sure that it's got a nice solid physical and electrical connection. Okay, it looks like it's working pretty well with just those 3 resistors. All of the LEDs are lit. So I'll just go ahead and add inductive tape to the legs. Actually, I'm going to have to add a resistor here under this LED because it's changing as it cycles through the colors of the rainbow from red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. It's affecting the voltage of the circuit. So I'm going to add a resistor to this guy. There we go. And maybe we'll see more of that red now. Whereas before, we weren't seeing any red. There we go.
To learn more, visit Chibitronics.com.